Argo, you were way out of line.
Well, I'm sorry, but I had to do something.
Yeah, but asking me to come over to your place so Macy can talk to me is not the way.
Jake, I felt the way you do.
Well, good. At least you know it wasn't my idea.
Okay. It was my idea. It was all my idea, and I don't deny it.
Well, it was a bad idea.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't.
How can you say that? Huh? If Thorne knew you were over here talking to me right now...
But Thorne doesn't know. And Jake, he's not going to find out.
Oh, that's swell. Let's keep more secrets from Thorne. How can you go along with this, Macy?
I am worried about you.
Well, don't worry about me. Don't. And you quit worrying about me, too. I mean, I'm not a kid. I can handle my own problems.
But you're not, Jake. You're not handling your problems.
Hello, Bill.
Well, if he'd been the devil himself, I would have been less surprised.
And probably more pleased.
Yeah, definitely more pleased. What do you want?
Just a word or two. Can I have a minute of your time?
60 seconds.
I don't like leaving situations unresolved, Bill, and ours is definitely that.
So what did you do? Did you bring your gun instead of your fists?
No, I didn't bring a gun. Just an apology.
This is significant. You realize that.
I told you I'm committed to therapy.
And you kept our appointment we made after the last session. I'm impressed.
You'll even be more impressed when you hear about the discovery that I made.
Discovery?
Yeah, it's more like a major breakthrough.
Great. Well, let's hear all about it.
Well, it was an inspiration. A dress. It's fabulous, and it's on paper.
Very good. This is great.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It was so easy, no sweat. I just put a pen in my hand, and there it was. Just the way it used to be.
Okay. So, what do you think caused this?
Ah, I know exactly what caused it. And you're right, it had something to do with my wife.
I see. So the two of you are getting along very well.
Yeah?
You seem a little hesitant.
Oh, no, Doc, we are getting along well. Sally's a doll. She trusts me. She supports me.
But
But there's a secret to why I've had to create a block. It involves much more than my wife.
would you like to tell me what it is?
First, let me tell you about what happened yesterday. I was struggling, you know? Like I had been for months, trying to get something, anything on paper. Felicia Forrester came in. Sally'd sent her to try to help coach me out of my problem.
That's a good idea. Felicia is also a designer, right?
That's right. So, we were working together, and as we worked, something happened. It's almost like there was electricity in the air. It was everywhere. And the more we worked, the closer she got to me, the more things started to happen. Man, I got so turned on. I just took that pen in my hand. I put it to the paper, almost without control. The caresses, the curves, the beauty of the female form just flew out of my fingertips like water out of a spring. And I finished it. I looked at it, Felicia looked at it. And then I kissed her. Doc, I kissed her like I haven't kissed a woman in a long time.
Yes, Sally. What is it? Why did you want to see me?
Felicia, sit down. I gotta talk to you about Clarke.
No, Sally, please, don't start.
I said sit down.
You want to apologize?
Yes,
Why?
for acting like some sort of deranged cowboy a couple of months ago.
And I won't argue with that. Come in.
I didn't think you would.
You know, you may not remember, but you were here a while ago to apologize. Now, perhaps you've forgotten about that. That's why I'm finding it difficult to buy it.
Buy what?
The special trip you made coming over here to apologize for hitting me.
Well, you know, like any other man, I sometimes make a fool out of myself. I just hope I continue to have the good sense to admit it. I cannot get over that portrait of Caroline.
Either can I.
That would tear me apart to have that hang in my home.
Yes, well, it used to do that to me.
It doesn't anymore?
I miss her. I'll always miss her. You know, there was a time where I didn't think I would survive her death. But I wanted to survive it. A man shouldn't outlive his child. Perhaps there should be a natural law to prevent that.
Yeah. Why didn't you ever have another one?
What?
Well, I know how you are with children. I've seen you with little Mark. Why didn't you and your former wife ever have another child?
Another child?
Yes. I'd have thought you'd have had a house full. Well, at least one more. Caroline was your only child, right?
I was very fortunate to have Caroline. I wasn't going to risk another one.
Risk?
Well, you made your apology. Now, if you would excuse me, please, I do have work to do.
Certainly. I'll show myself to the door. Thanks for your time.
You kissed Felicia.
Yeah.
Let me understand this. To what do you attribute this breakthrough, Clarke?
The whole scene, Doctor. The thrill of the chase. The forbidden fruit. The reason a boy takes a cookie from a jar when he knows he's not supposed to. Gave me such a charge. Stirred up something inside of me. Something risky, sensual, highly provocative. This is the essence of my creativity. And it takes two things. A wife, to be sure, but it also takes another woman. A potential lover.
I don't believe this.
Believe it. I am convinced that these two ingredients are what drive me. They fuel me. They set my spirit free like nothing else on God's green earth.
Clarke, you are justifying your infidelity.
No. No, I'm not justifying anything. I'm only telling what works. And this works. I mean, isn't it obvious, Doctor? Without this illicit charge running through my system, then forget it. I'm useless as a designer, as an artist. Incredible, isn't it? Absolutely incredible.
Well, we have to stop. But I would like to talk about this more later.
Yes, I think we need to. And Taylor, you're responsible. Without you and your therapy, I never would have made this discovery. You helped. You want to know something else? You could help me a lot more. if you set your mind to it. See you next time.
Now, look, honey. I do understand how you feel about Clarke. The bad blood that runs between him and your family is practically legendary.
He was married to my sister, Sally.
What, do you think I'm not aware of that? Of course I am aware of that, Felicia. I am also aware of the fact that you got a lot of reasons not to like Clarke and not to trust him. I know all about it, honey.
Then why do you insist on me working with him?
Because you're an artist. Like him. And when you're around, he gets inspired and he is able to create.
Then find another artist. There are a lot of other designers around.
None like you. None that I can trust, Felicia. I wouldn't be asking you to do this if the company's survival did not depend upon it. But it does. This company needs Clarke Garrison to keep on turning out designs like this.
What am I supposed to do, Sally? Hold his hand? Nurture his creative spirit for the rest of his life?
Of course not. Of course not. Come on, don't be ridiculous. All I'm asking you to do is just hang in there for a little while longer, just until Clarke gets his creative motor jump-started, you know? In practically no time at all, I am convinced he is going to be right back the way he was, doing exactly what he was doing before he and I split up.
Oh, yeah, it won't be long at all. He's practically back there already.
Yes, he is. So come on, Felicia. Let's cut out the whining and just do this thing for me, will you? And if you won't do it because I'm telling you and practically begging you, then do it because I've got to demand it to save this company. And that's what I'm doing, Felicia. I am demanding that you continue to work closely with Clarke. Do whatever it takes, honey, whatever is needed to get that man back in form. Do I make myself clear?
What do you mean I am not handling my problems? What the hell you been telling her?
Who are you dating, Jake?
I've had some dates.
Well, who are they?
Oh, what is this?
Jake, why are you being so stubborn? Macy's here. She's willing to help, so at least let her talk to you.
Talking to Macy is not going to solve my problem.
Well, it certainly couldn't make them worse. Macy, thanks for coming over.
She's wrong, you know. Talking to you could make things worse.
Guess who's back in town?
Well, you are a sight to behold.
So are you. Now tell me all about it.
All about what?
Where you've been and why you're back in L.A.
Well, why I'm back here should be obvious to you.
Oh, it should.
Yes. I'm disappointed you even have to ask, but not so disappointed that I won't tell you. I'm back here because I missed you.
I don't know why you're making such a big deal out of this, Felicia. It's not like Clarke is some kind of ogre.
No, Sally. An ogre he's not.
Right. He's very talented and very charming. And there are a lot of women in this business that wouldn't mind working that closely with Clarke Garrison.
And that doesn't bother you?
What? Felicia, there is no argument you won't use to get out of doing this, is there? Clarke, hello, darling. How was it?
Excellent.
How was what?
Never mind, Felicia.
Huh, I'm not shy about it. My weekly therapy session.
Well, I certainly hope you got a lot out of it.
I did.
Who are you seeing?
Dr. Hayes. Clarke tells me he's a wonderful man. Well, now, I'm going to leave you two alone so you can discuss the summer collection. Felicia, thank you.
You told her Dr. Hayes is a man?
Her assumption, not mine. Anyway, what was she thanking you for?
All of my help.
Don't be like that, Felicia. It was wonderful. You helped me like nobody's been able to help me in the last 6 months. Sure, it was a little avant-garde, a little bizarre, but you've never been afraid of the unconventional, have you? I mean, that's what we're dealing with here. The ultra-modern answer to artist block.
You haven't been going out with anyone, have you?
I'm not being a hermit. I'm gonna be fine. Really.
I want so desperately to believe that.
You don't have to feel guilty about me. Okay? Hell, I'm the one who ought to feel guilty.
Jake, it's not your fault.
You and Thorne wouldn't have this problem if I'd kept my distance. I got to go see Thorne. This thing had nothing to do with you. It was all me. Guy with a problem. Playing on a woman who was vulnerable. Separated from her husband. Just looking for some sort of diversion.
You were never a diversion, Jake. You did just as much for me as I did for you. Don't you ever forget that. As for talking to Thorne, not yet.
Macy. I want you to leave. I want you to walk out that door. Right now. Please.
So tell me, how's everything going?
Fine.
Business is good?
Crazy as ever.
And your social life?
Crazier than ever.
Ah, that means that Bridge Forrester is still on the scene. It's all right. You can talk about it. This is me. I know how you feel about it.
You do, don't you?
He's coming on a lot stronger now that I'm gone, isn't he?
He's been over a few times.
Yeah, I'll bet. Are you engaged?
No.
Well, then there's still a chance for me. Taylor, if there wasn't a Ridge, would there be a chance for me?
Oh, Blake, there's always been a chance for you, even when there was Ridge.
Only until he started getting serious. Tell me the truth, Taylor. Has he ever asked you to marry him?
He asked me to run off with him.
Well, that's getting close. Why didn't you take him up on it?
You know me. I'm an old-fashioned girl.
You're just not sure you can trust him, are you?
There's only been one woman that Ridge has ever loved. And it isn't Brooke. And it isn't me. It was Caroline. And until I know that Ridge loves me the way he loved her, Ridge and I will never marry. But then, you know, sometimes lately I get this feeling that things are progressing and that this ghost of Caroline is receding. I mean, I hope so. I guess time will tell. Can you imagine that I'm even talking to you about this? Blake, I have to admit, You and I have really come a long way.